Afo, are your parents aware of this thing that you are doing? I say, I don't think they have the knowledge of it. Oh, Afo, why don't you tell them? Why don't... I said, well, I didn't think of it like that. I didn't, but I'm sure you will tell them now that you have come.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Blackprint, providing aspiring black entrepreneurs and business owners the blueprint to start your success story. I'm your host, Spainy, and today, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you I'm joined by a very special guest, I am joined by a very, very special guest. But before we get into that, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. The beautiful 4 things, the fantastic 4 that I always ask you to do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's grow the community. If you're listening on Apple Music, you know what I'm about to ask you. Please, 5-star rating. That's all I ask for. Just give me those 5-star ratings so that I don't have to pester you anymore. Other people can just hear this, right? Well, guys, I'm honestly humbled to announce that I'm joined by award-winning. I don't know. For Uncle Cornelius, Uncle A.Dot. I mean, boy, guys, I'm joined by A.Dot Comedian. What's going on, brother?
My brother, God bless you. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I'm so delighted to be here. I've been looking forward to joining you.
I don't know how this is about to go, because if I'm cracking up already, I don't know how long we'll be here for.
It's good, my brother. Laughter is good for the soul. It's good.
This is very true. Well, thank you very much for joining me, man.
No problem.
How's your journey down this morning?
It's all right. No, not too bad.
Yeah.
I follow all the sign, and I got here the way the map told me I would get here, so no complications there. So we thank God that I can follow the signs.
Perfect. Well, without much further ado, so for those who, oh my gosh, honestly, I don't actually believe I'm about to do this, but for those who have been living under an absolute rock, who are you?
No problem. I mean, I always like to introduce myself because you are never too big to introduce yourself. You must let people know who you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I just greet all of you. Wherever you are watching me from, A.Dot Comedian is my name. I'm an entertainer, very, very well known for stand-up comedy, event hosting, acting. Sometimes I sing from time to time because it's in my blood as well to sing and to make people happy. And, I like to motivate people as well. I like to speak life into people, especially when people are feeling down. I like to bring out something good in them. So I'm an all-round entertainer. I do a lot of event hosting, as I mentioned, and I just want to make the world a better place through the gift that God have given to me.
Amazing. Wow. Well, I'm going to try and unpick your journey through to where you are now.
That's okay.
So, I think I actually first became aware of you in secondary school. Now, it's mad because that usually sounds a bit mad, but I think you're only a couple of years older than me.
I think so.
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at you, my brother, I don't think we are far apart. The way I'm looking at you, I don't think.
And you saw me without my hat on as well, so so you know what I'm working with under here.
Even me, you know what is there, but you must protect that.
Exactly. Actually, that's a good point. Anybody watching this who has any clothing brands, hey, hook me up with some hats because I keep wearing the same one. I need to pattern up and get a new one. But so we'll try and unpick your story if that's okay.
No problem.
So as I say, I think I first came across you in secondary school. So I can't remember what year now, but I think I could be wrong. Like I said to you before this, my memory is the worst. I'm just thinking back to my first recollection, and I think it was actually on Smokey's Barbers.
Okay.
How long ago was that? That was,
my brother. We are talking a good couple years.
Yeah,
back.
that was a while ago.
It was a while back.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
A while back.
And I think that's when I first properly came across you. And what actually used to be annoying is, funny enough, around that time when I probably had a full head of hair and and was probably a bit slimmer and whatnot. People actually used to always tell me that I looked like Jazzy, which was quite which is quite interesting. It was weird because the school that I went to, I was surprised people even knew who they or Smokey's Barbers was. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, that was a good while ago. Now I imagine obviously you've been on the scene from before that. So when did this whole thing start for you?
My brother, that's a lovely question. I mean, if I'm to be totally honest with you, it have always been inside my blood. It's always been a part of me. It's not something that one day it just happened. It has been there, you know. It has been happening from the beginning of time of my life. You understand? So I've been told by friends, you know, that I've been making them laugh from nursery days. In nursery, I used to make jokes about anything that I could see around at the time. You understand? But if we are talking, when did I actually start to deliberately stand up and begin to entertain people, we'd have to go to secondary school.
Okay.
Yeah, in my secondary school, I was the school entertainer. I was the man where they would just come to in the break time, lunchtime. They would congregate around me. I would make everybody happy. I would tell them stories, jokes. You know, I used to use my entertainment to cut up beef. So if certain man wanted to beef each other, I come in between and start to tell jokes. And if you are laughing, you can't beef yourselves anymore. So it started properly, I would say, from secondary school, when I started to entertain crowds in the playground. And then from there, started to move to talent shows in the school, where everybody would come and display their talent. I was one of the talents. And everybody sat down, they watched me, and I was just enjoying myself. I talking everything that come to my mind, making everybody laugh. And from there, it has literally been one thing after the other. One thing after the other, word of mouth, promotion, people saying, oh, you need to see this guy that goes to our school. Like, it's so funny, blah, blah, blah. On the public transport as well.
Wow.
We go again. We don't stop. We keep it going. Entertainment has always been there for me since I was in the secondary school.
Wow. So from secondary school, you started to realize that, you know, I'm quite funny.
I realized in secondary school that I just like to entertain people. Because what I'm doing, I'm also entertaining myself. It makes me feel good. It's a good stress reliever.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's amazing. Wow. And so you're in secondary school, and I mean, what type of stuff were you doing? You say you're making jokes out of situations.
Yeah, I was just making jokes out of everyday things, you know. I used to run jokes on my friends. I used to run jokes on them, you know. And when somebody else starts to laugh, I will run jokes on the person that is laughing. Then so basically, the more people that are laughing, I'm gonna run a joke on you. So if I'm running a joke about you and somebody next to you is laughing, I'm running a joke on them. And you are laughing, I'm running a joke on you. And before you know it, I've run a joke on everybody. Then to conclude, I run a joke on myself. So that nobody feels that this is too personal. Anybody can get it, including me.
Yeah.
Let's laugh about life.
Yeah.
You know, I run jokes on my teachers. I run jokes on them. I run joke on everybody. You know, so that was my style.
How did your teachers take it?
Some of them take it. Some of them send me out of the classroom. They say I'm disrupting the lesson. But I've done my job. I've done my job because I've made everybody more at ease, especially if it is a subject that people were not really feeling, you know.
Then you just run it's there to...
we do our work. Don't get me wrong. We do our work because we know education is important. We do our work, but at the same time, it's nice to have a bit of laughter there. It's nice to laugh.
And let me ask you something. I don't know if I'm gonna spoil your not necessarily your image here, but was it always with the African accent and the African kind of grounding that your jokes were coming from, should I say?
My brother, what you see and what you hear is what it is. You understand? What you see and what you hear is what it is. This is me, my brother. This is not an act. This is in my DNA. If you cut my blood, my brother, this is what you will get. What are you talking about? What you see is what you get, my brother. This is me. This is who I am.
Say no more. Right, so secondary school, you're doing all these things, and your talent shows. I mean, presumably after the second year, they just said we might as well just make this the A.Dot award because
it wasn't so much an A.Dot award because I mean in the secondary school I just showcased myself. You know, I was just doing me. It was a case of, this was year 10. I think that was the first talent shows that I feature in, and from year 10 onwards, it was just progression from that. It was just progression from that, and people loved it so much. It was the talk of the town. It was on people's tongues. People in the other schools down the road, they heard about the talent show. Then they started inviting me for their own talent shows. So I started to do talent shows for the local schools and colleges around the area as well.
Nice. And so when you're doing the talent shows, the stand-ups, and the particularly in the earlier days, for example, right? Because obviously with something like comedy, it's obviously not being in the game. The perception, if you like, is that it's very easy to get wrong. You can obviously be doing an act in front of a crowd, and the crowd just tumbleweed. You get me? How when you were starting, particularly, obviously, and I'm also talking about when you're going into the stand up and the talent shows, how would you know when your act is right? How would you know? Was it a case of, okay, when you're in the school playground, on the school buses and stuff like that, and you're telling jokes, and people are laughing, etc. Because I recently heard, actually, I think it was Chris Rock. He would go out to like small places, run his jokes as a little trial, if you like, see which one's got traction, and then they would end up making the cut for his big shows, if you like. Was it something similar, or was it you just go out there and you're gonna nail it?
I mean, for me personally, first thing I would say is it's all about confidence. It's all about confidence in yourself. You need to have confidence in yourself, confidence in your ability. And you need to trust your talent, trust your God-given ability. So for me personally, I've always told jokes that make me laugh myself. So anything I say is because I find it funny. And I just believe that because I find it funny, there will be a group of people that also find it funny. So I will run it in my head, run it again. Then I will now think to myself or ask myself the questions, is this something that people can relate to? Is it relatable? Can people understand where I'm going with this? Does it make me laugh? Is there any substance to it? Then I will now be asking, okay, how can I deliver this? In which way? Do I need to say this fast? Do I need to slow it down? Do I need to, how do I need to drop the punchline? So all these things are happening in my head. So that's sort of how I've been doing my own. So if I find it funny and it makes sense in my head, I just believe within my soul that when I let this material out of my mouth, there will be others there that could relate to it and find it funny the same way that I do. Otherwise, I don't say it at all.
Yeah, nah, that's good. Cool. And so talent shows, etc. You're getting good reception. You've got other schools asking you to come perform in their talent shows, etc. At what point did it start becoming almost a business, if you like? At what point did you start monetizing from it? At what point was it like, okay, yeah, this is beyond me now? And did you ever envision that, or was it always just like, I'm here to make people smile and happy and laugh?
My brother, is exactly that last thing you said. Me personally, I just like I mentioned earlier, I like it when people are happy. And if I can contribute to the happiness of people, then I've done my job. Comedy is just a bonus. It's just but me, not the way I'm seeing you now, my brother, I'm happy because you are in good spirits, and that's my job. But to answer your questions, it started to turn into money making something after a few, and when I say a few, I'm talking like a couple of years of performing here and there. It wasn't overnight, and that's partly because I wasn't doing it for money. Initially, it was just a part of me, and it's still a part of me. Even now, it's inside the blood. It's just that now money is also attached to it. So we thank God for the progression. You understand? But it started after I had shown what I could offer to people over a period of time. People knew that, okay, you know what? We've seen this guy perform. We've seen him over and over again. Let's put our money on him. Because, before people put money down on you, in anything, even up to now, they want to know that if we put our money there, we're going to get our money's worth. We're going to get the value. Like, there needs to be We need to have some assurance that we are paying for a comedian. You said it's a comedian, okay, we want to laugh. You understand? So that's when it started to become something where people would put something in my pocket, say, hold that, take that, and I would do it. And even then, it was still a part of me, but it's nice to be rewarded for what you do.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to come back to kind of like your first almost paid gig, if you like. But before I do, so did you go uni?
I went to uni, yes.
What did you study? Just out of
It's
interest.
a media-related degree called Screen Cultures and Media Practices.
Nice. Okay, so related kind of to...
related in its own way.
Yeah, yeah. And so, so when you left uni, what did you do after that, and where were you in your kind of comedy career?
Nice one. I like that. Before I even left uni, let me reverse it a bit. So
Please.
in the uni was about, for me, yes, we go to uni, we need our education, is very, very important. It opened doors. But I had a different view on the whole uni life before I even got there. And when I got there, I literally carried out my plan. So yes, I was there for an education, but at the same time, I was also there to network. Because university is a massive place where people from different walks of life, we all come together, all in the name of being students, to better ourselves and to get education. So, as much as I was learning and I was a student, I was also using the environment, the experience to network, showcase myself, go around, mingle with different people, find out what different people like, find out where people are coming from, hear their stories, share my stories. Put myself forward for talent shows again, I was always moving around, networking. I didn't just stay in one place. I didn't just say, okay, this is my clique. No, we don't do things like that. We need to make sure that we appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
So that was what uni was for me. And off the back of my own university, I went to other universities. Because the unis, they are connected one way or another. So other unis, I would go there, do the same thing, and so on, and so on, and so on. So by the time I now left university, I had already built up myself very, very well. Remember, the building had started before uni. So the groundwork is already there.
Yeah.
University just made it even more stronger. So by the time I left uni, I was still getting called back from people who I went to uni with to come and do their events. All sorts of events. Talent shows, comedy shows, private functions, weddings, naming ceremonies, you name it. People were calling me based off the fact that they remember me from uni. They remember the impact that I had on them in uni. They remember that, yes, this guy, we remember what he did on this day. This is the sort of energy and vibe we need. So that is literally what has helped to build me up quite a lot. So by the time I left uni, my brother, to God be the glory, all the connections that I had made in uni and before uni, they started to work for me. People started to call me left, right, and center. So it was a blessing for me.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That is amazing. And so when you left uni then, were you full-time doing your comedy, or were you working as well?
My brother, you can say I was full-time from the uni. you can say I was full-time from the uni. I was just finding a way to juggle my studies. My brother, I kid you not, there were times where when I was at uni, and I mean, to God be the glory, the library we had, we call it the LRC. The library we had at my university, 24 hours. So it allowed me to go off, do my events, do the gigs, and now come back and not go down. I mean, it was tiring. I won't lie to you. Yeah. Sometimes I have the kind of drink to boost me, the energy drink to boost me, just to make sure I'm awake, But I got the work done, So you could say it was sort of like a full time from even when I was studying. I mean, the only difference is that when I left uni, I didn't have to worry about the uni side of things in terms of the educational side of things. I could now focus solely on this. You understand? So yeah, I mean that's the way I would explain it.
Nice. And What did your parents have to say about all of this?
My brother, I knew you would ask that question. I was waiting for you to ask that question. You couldn't help yourself, could you? You couldn't help.
We're similar backgrounds. I know what my parents would say.
Okay, to be honest with you, my brother, what did my parents say? Initially, my brother, I didn't. We never had the conversation. I never had a conversation with them and said, okay, you know what? This is what I want to be a comedian. We never had that convo. It never happened. It's just something that they became aware of later on down the line. And I just didn't tell them. I just didn't tell them. They became aware of what I was doing from their friends. Word of mouth. You know, I think I performed in one of the local community there in South London. They had an event, and I think one of my aunties or uncles happened to be there.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know they were coming. And it was an event where I left everybody in stitches. Everybody was enjoying themselves. I only realized my auntie and my uncle were there towards the end of the event. And by then, I've already displayed who I am. And then my auntie and my uncle, they come in and say, Afo, are your parents aware of this thing that you are doing? I say, I don't think they have the knowledge of it. Oh, Afo, why don't you tell them? Why don't... I said, well, I didn't think of it like that. I didn't, but I'm sure you will tell them now that you have come. Oh, yes, I'm going to call your parents. I'm going to tell them. So from there, I mean, at first, it was a shocker to my parents' system. Was the comedy for where? It was more of a shocker to the system of my mom, to be honest, because my mom is more on the what can I say? She believes that in this life, you got to go to school, you got to go to uni, education. That's the way forward, and it's only that way. My dad as well, he get that mindset, but he is more comical. He's a comedian himself.
Okay.
If you see him, you will know he's a comedy. His lineage, his own lineage is a comedy. All his brothers, granddad, everybody, comedy. So for him, it was like, okay, so I can see, I can see this is what you are doing. We have many like you in the family. You understand? So it was a overall it was a good experience for them when they found out. They just wanted to see me live for themselves. They wanted to see me live in action. You know, and eventually they got to see me. They got to see me live in action. It didn't happen straight away. It happened a few years down the line, 2011. You know, when I have my one-man show, I did that. I call everybody to come out. You know, sold out arena. You know, we sell it out in Blackfriars, man-made theater. So they all sat down. They were amazed. They were looking around. Saying, all these people coming out for our son. Wow. That was the first real time they saw what I've been doing. Yeah. Even though people have been telling them for a long time. And after that show, the happiness was really in their hearts. They just sat me down and said, look, we don't know it's like this. We don't know, but you are very good in what you are. Keep it going. We're going to be coming from now onwards. You let us know when the show is. We are coming. We are bringing our friend. And it has just been support from that moment onwards. It's just been support. So, I mean, they found out eventually. But I didn't tell them at the initial stages. And I guess that was because I was just trying to focus on what it is I was doing. I didn't really tell anybody. It's only if you are with me in the school, you know, or on the ends, or in the football training. Because I used to kick ball as well. I was a striker.
I've heard that you used to be a
Yes, I was a striker. I used to kick ball. So, in all those times, even on the training, I was running jokes. I run jokes on the manager. If they didn't put me in the starting 11, I run jokes on them. I run jokes on the person that was in my position. I run jokes on them as well. So, you know, so that's why I'm saying to you, my brother, comedy has always been inside my blood. It's not a thing where it just miraculously or automatically came. It's always been there. It's just that a time came where I just started to focus on it, solely on it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah I mean, that's that.
No, that's good. And so you got it from your dad then?
100%. I can't even deny that. It's a fact. Because his side of the family, if I brought them here now, my brother, we might not be able to conduct this. We might not be able to conduct this thing that we are doing. Everybody is comical. It's definitely from his side of the family. Very, very chilled, very relaxed. They understand that life is a balance. There's a time for everything, but overall, it's like, okay, let's just laugh it off. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Let's just have a laugh. Let's move on. No, and it's a good way to make yourself feel good, because when you are putting anger inside of yourself, it doesn't do your body any good. So yeah, definitely his side of the family. Yeah.
Nice. So on that last point you just made, actually, how do you, because I don't think anybody on earth could be upbeat all the time. So if you ever find yourself in a position where you have to go and perform maybe, and you're in a headspace where I really can't, but I have to, how do you manage that?
My brother, you will live long for that question you have asked me. You will live long. You're right. I mean, if I sat here now and said, no, I'm always upbeat when I go and perform, I'm a liar. That makes me a liar. No, it doesn't happen like that all the time. There have been some times where just before a performance, maybe somebody has really annoyed me, and I've become very angry at maybe a situation beforehand, and I'm getting very worked up. But now I have an event to go to. It has happened a number of times in the past. But I have to talk to myself. I say, look, you got to separate that situation. You can't bring that to where you are going. And if you are going to bring that, you have to turn it around and make something in that situation comical.
Yeah.
Otherwise, leave it alone. So I used to, surprisingly, funny enough, I find that when I have those sort of experiences and I go for a show, the show goes amazing. Because it's like I've got a lot of energy. Remember, I've got a lot of energy from before I got to the show. And now I'm there and it's just anger. But the crowd are looking at it as, okay, this is part of the act. I'm just angry and I'm just talking from the heart. But I'm always putting a bit of comedy at the end. So by the end of the performance, for the fact that I've been able to make everybody laugh, even though before the show I wasn't feeling so good myself, by the time I put the mic down, my brother, I feel automatically better. It's like a medicine. It's like a therapy.
Yeah.
The moment I finish performing and they've had a good time, you see what happened before the show? It's almost removed from my mind. So that's just the way I've been doing it. It's happened more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. So it has been happening.
Yeah.
And of course, sometimes I'm okay before the show, and of course, you go and do what you need to do.
Nah, nice. No, that's an interesting perspective there. And also, you see, when you were talking about at uni, particularly, you were everywhere. You were mingling. You were in every group, right? I know you mentioned that was quite deliberate, but I guess I want to tap into, because obviously, I guess naturally, this is 100% an assumption. I guess naturally you would appeal more to the African Caribbean community. In university, first of all, is that a fair assumption to make?
My brother, it is fair to assume. It is fair to have the belief that you will attract your own. You understand? Whatever your own is, it is fair to believe that naturally you will gravitate towards those people. So I can't say that you are lying. I can't say that what you said is not true.
So because I wanted to kind of tap into that, how are you finding your kind of engagement, interaction with people of other communities while you were in university, kind of mingling with different groups, if you like?
How would I find it, you say?
How did you find it, sorry, when you were kind of mingling with other groups and other communities in university?
I find it cool. I find it good because we are all in the same sort of space. We are all in the same area. You understand? So it was a good experience for me. It was a good experience for me. And it allowed me to realize how much we all have in common. How similar we really are. Things that we necessarily think maybe is only an African thing. You find out that it's a Caribbean thing as well. You even find out that it goes even as far as being an Asian thing. So, it just made me realize that we are not as separated or different as people think. We are actually quite close in terms of some of the things we do culturally, some of the things we believe, some of the way we live our life. So that made it even more sweet as well when I was putting materials together to tell my jokes. Because when I'm saying something to people, the people that are there, wherever they are coming from, they can take something from it. Doesn't matter where they are coming from, because somewhere, you know somebody that this relates to. If it doesn't relate to you directly, it relates to your friend, or it relates to somebody that you have heard of. One way or another, you will connect with what I'm saying on a human being level, because we are all human beings.
Yeah. Nah, nice. And I guess that experience kind of made you a well-rounded, more rounded, if you like, comedian.
To the glory of God.
There you go. Yeah, no, nice. Okay, cool. And so talk to me about your first kind of paid gig. When and what was that?
Good question, my brother. My first paid gig, it was a very interesting one. Because I got invited to perform at an event. It's like a college sort of event. And I wasn't sure how to go around it. I wasn't sure how to go about it. I said, first paid, I mean, how do I charge?
This is exactly what I was going with this.
How do I charge for this sort of thing? Something that I've been doing. I've been doing this thing from as a passion. So how do I now start to charge people? And I remember I was talking to a few of my seniors, a few of my of people that I hold in a high place. I say, look, this is the situation. This is what I've been asked to do. They've asked me to come and perform, and now they want to know my price. How do I go about it? And they were basically saying to me, okay, in a situation like this, you need to value yourself. You need to value yourself. You need to sort of do your research. Do your research, find out what is sort of like the going rate. Even though you might not get one particular going rate because everybody does their own thing, but just do some research. Find out how much people could potentially get, or how much a newcomer would get, how much somebody that has been doing it longer will get. Do your research, ask around, so that you will not overcharge yourself, and also you will not undercharge yourself. So I did a bit of research. And it wasn't something that I just said, okay, you know what? This is my price. No. Because once you give your price, people will take it like that. And they won't tell you that, oh, we thought it was going to be a lot more. They will take it. And you will be the one to lose out. You understand? So I was very careful in that area. I asked around. I remember there's one of my friend, Mr. Timi Lawa, calls himself Uncle. He was one of the comedians at that stage that I reached out to. I asked him, I said, my brother, how much do you think I should? He took me to the corner. He spoke to me. He said, you know what, my brother, in a situation like this is my advice. This is what I think you should do, or do it like this. Like, he used himself as an example. He said, look, we have to make sure that whatever you are charging, it makes sense. But at the same time, you don't want to overprice yourself. So it was those kind of conversations that I had at that stage. And obviously from there, gradually, price begins to go up. People become more familiar with you. They become more, familiar with your brand. So yeah, that's how I really started to get into that.
No, nice. And did that gig go well?
It did. I performed and I blow them away. As they say, I blow myself away as well, because at the end of it, the feel-good feeling that you get from that is second to none. The feeling I got after that was more than the money I was paid. It meant more. The money was just meant I can buy some chips, or I can buy some Coca-Cola, or maybe put something on my body, you understand? But the internal feeling of making people feel good, that is what's really stick with me.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And so this next question I've asked two guests. It's to do with kind of like people trying to book you, and because if you remember, towards the end of last year, there was the issue of Tiffany Haddish and the Grammys, for example, where they asked her to host, and I believe they weren't trying to pay for her services or whatnot. So it was just kind of tap into your experiences, if you've had any experiences similar to that, where people are trying to book you, but they're not coming correct with it. If you like, have you had any experiences like that?
My brother, I would say I have. I have had experiences like that. But I mean, it's all part of the learning process. If you don't have experiences like that, when you do eventually have an experience like that, or when somebody does come to you with such an approach, you won't know how to handle it. So I've had I've had all sorts of approach, my brother. But regardless of the approach that I have, whether I consider it incorrect or I even consider it correct, you have to take in the information first. Take in the information first, get all the details. Allow yourself time to think. Allow yourself time to think, and then make a decision that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So people have come, and I have to sit down and say, okay, no problem. Let me see the pros and the cons. Let me see, is it something that can better my career in the long run? Or is it a thing where they are just trying to get the best out of me and not reward me? So there's a way in which you need to look at those situations. Don't be quick to shut anything down. Hear them out. Regardless of whether you call it an incorrect approach or a correct approach. Take your time. Let them say what it is they have. Then it's for you to now decide whether I believe this is for me or this is not for me.
Yeah. No, that's a good approach.
I mean, my brother, it's just the way I look at things.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way I look at things. You know, let's make sure we are making the right decisions. You know, don't just make a decision. No. Take your time.
Yeah.
Just take your time.
Yeah. No, nice. And so, what kind of, in a similar kind of category of that question, what kind of challenges have you faced over the last few years that you've been obviously doing this as your passion and kind of your job at the same time? I imagine there are times where things potentially slow, or particularly the beginning stages where potentially bookings might not be coming in, or even with coronavirus. Just now, obviously, we're kind of in a coronavirus age right now, where live events and stuff like that haven't been able to go ahead. How have you been able to kind of overcome that mentally and professionally, if you like, and kind of if you could talk about any other kind of challenges you face over your career as well?
No problem, my brother. So I will reverse back a bit because I remember you mentioned something there about in the beginning stages, it might not have been the way it is in terms of me performing regularly in the early stages. You are very correct. I mean, in the earlier stages, my brother, I wasn't performing regularly in the beginning stages. It was like maybe a gig in let's say we are in February, the next gig will come in July, then the next one after that end of December, then after that March. You understand? So, but those times, if I'm being totally honest, my brother, it was okay because I was still very young. I was still very young those times, not really much responsibilities, no bills or anything to sort of pay. You understand? So I was a student, you know, I was still being financed, you know, by the bank of mommy and daddy. You understand? So I was all right in those times, you know. But it later now became a bit more regular, and I saw the benefits of that, you know, come through. You understand? So that is to answer your question for that particular session. As for the next session you have mentioned now, the period that we are in, yes, my brother, we must not deceive ourselves. It has been a very, very interesting, challenging time for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. Everybody has been affected one way or another, some more than others. So obviously, for entertainment, live gigs, live performances, you know, that has been seriously affected because obviously those are things that require the masses. They require human beings to come out and watch those events live. So yes, you know, we've all, as entertainers anyway, from the entertainers I've known, including myself, we've all had to find new ways around it just to keep ourselves going. You understand? So luckily for a lot of us, including myself, we have been doing online events. So people have, a lot of things are virtual now. There's a lot of Zoom events going on nowadays. There's a lot of other sort of events where it allows you to still be yourself, showcase yourself, but in a safer way.
Yeah.
In a socially distance, that's the language they use nowadays, social distance, So I've been able to do a lot of those things. I've been doing some voiceovers as well, so it's just things like that. I've been doing socially distancing events as well, like I mentioned. So it's been all right. It's just different. It's different, my brother. I can't sit here and say that, it's been normal. Nothing is normal, my brother. Nothing is normal. We are just making it work, and just keeping ourselves out there, keeping ourselves out there, let people know you are still breathing somewhere.
Yeah. Nice. Well, and so in terms of, because like I said, Jazzy's Smokey's Barber was I think the first time that I came across you. What would you say was the thing that kind of put you on the map? What was it that you kind of noticed? Okay, after you did this, Uncle A.Dot's name is everywhere now.
This is probably the hardest question you've asked me so far. Probably. Because there are several things I could say to answer this, but I say it's the hardest question because it's like everything I've done, thankfully, has put me out there. Everything I've put my hand on, or everything that I've been a part of, has put me out there. So it's very difficult to say one particular thing that I did put me out there. And one of the reasons for that is that people that watch me and follow me, they know me from different journeys.
Yeah.
Some people know me from the Smokey's Barbers. That's where some people know me from, Smokey's Barber. Some people know me again from the How Not to Chat Up Again, when I'm talking to the girl in the middle of the road and the car comes to remove my legs. Some people know me from there. Some people know me from Part 1 and Part 2. Some know me from A.Dot's Apprentice. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Some know me from doing the gigs at the universities, at the colleges, from the ends, telling jokes with the man them on the block. So it's very difficult to say it was this that made people become very aware of me because, like I said, to the glory of God, everything I've been really involved in, they've been getting good responses.
Yeah. Well, boy. To God we give the thanks, boy.
It's only him. It's only him. Papa God, I thank you. Thank you so much.
That is amazing. So, for those, again, living under an absolute rock, or actually for people that do know you, but they don't actually know your full kind of list of services, if you like, what if somebody wants to book, what can they book you for?
Oh, you can book me for anything entertainment. Now let me break it down. Because some people now, they will take this and think another thing. So like I mentioned before, you understand? So my brother,
let's clarify.
You know, in this time and age, my brother,
people that stuck within the same four white walls, they're like, bro, anything right now.
My brother, you have to break things down. You have to be very clear. You can't assume people understand what you mean. Even if it is clear, you have to say, no, this is what I mean. So that there's no confusion. No, but you said this. No, don't tell me that. No. So, just to make it clear, my brother,
please.
I'm a stand-up comedian. If you have any events that requires the need of a comedian, you might have an event that you need a host. You want somebody to bring a bit of life and energy and banter and humor. I'm the person you need. I'm an actor as well. If you get any project, any film, movie, you are doing all the director, all the film producer watching, if you're needing somebody, get in contact with me. I'm the guy for it. So acting, I'm open to acting. I've been doing some actings as well. Open to comedy events. I'm open to private events like weddings, birthday celebrations, naming ceremonies, church events, you name it. All these events I've mentioned, from time to time, they need a comedian. They need an entertainer, somebody that can bring a bit of a happy vibe just to make the day an extra special day. You understand? So that is really who I am. I am the entertainer. Put me in the room, I will entertain. I also do some motivational talks from time to time. You know, I meet up with some people. I have people that I advise. Some people used to call me, "Hey Dot, you know, I'm going through this, blah blah blah." I give advice from a very, very genuine place. You understand? Because, like I mentioned to you, making people feel good is one of my main purposes. I believe, make me to feel good. Once I've spoken to you and you feel better, we are good. You understand? So that's basically me in a nutshell. So comedian, actor, you know, motivational speakers. Sometimes I do voice note. Anything that you need a comical input in, I'm the guy.
Nice. Wow.
And also, because I've been doing a lot of talking, my brother, I've been saying I'm the guy, they can reach me, blah, 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 here and there. But you might not be wondering, how do you contact me?
Oh, no, don't worry, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that.
Because, you know, sometimes some people be there thinking, okay, you said all of this, but where?
Yeah. Nah, don't worry. That's my absolute last question that I asked. Yeah, don't worry. I might actually sprinkle your socials around for the video
brother,
as well.
God
anyway,
bless you.
so,
God bless you.
People don't necessarily have to wait until the end to get that. So yeah, I mean, thank you very much for that. That's I mean, you're just hilarious anyway.
My brother, thank you. It's people like you that I need, my brother, that are supporting me. People like you that appreciate what I'm doing. You get it. You've seen parts of the journey. You see where man is coming from. Man is from the hood. You understand, fam? Man is from the ends, fam. Man is just trying to make it out, fam. You know what I mean?
You know, actually just remind me. I remember. I think when we first when we first started speaking, I mentioned obviously that we actually met in like 2014. I think it was 2013, 14. So years ago, again, when I had a full head of hair and
my brother, not only you, even me, my brother, even me, my brother.
I'm gonna put a picture up from that
Please
time
do.
on the video.
Please
so
do. Let them know. Let the people know the journey. Let the people know where we are coming from.
Yeah, that was like 2013. I remember I was in second year of uni then times, Central London. So you must get that a lot then when people, because obviously I stopped you, me and my cousin stopped you to take a picture. You must get that a lot. What's that like?
My brother, it is nice to be appreciated. It is a nice feeling, I'm not going to lie. For the fact that people go out of their way, recognize you, and stop you to appreciate you, it shows that you are doing something good. It shows that what you are doing is having a positive impact on people that you don't even know, or people that you know. It doesn't matter. People like what you do, so they stop you, they approach you, and they just show their gratitude. It's a good feeling because you have to look at it from the other angle. People could see you the same way, but if they don't like what you do, you don't have a positive impact, they will still talk about you, but behind your back.
Yeah.
You won't even know the conversation is happening. They will be whispering. You understand? It's one of those ones. But when they actually like you, they come to you. So it's very important that you receive those people with love. You appreciate them because they've been there with you, even if you don't know them.
Yeah, nah, that's at least one way I can evidence that I've been supporting the journey, because that picture's from 2013, and obviously I knew you then. Well, I knew you. Obviously, you didn't know me, but like I said, obviously Smokies, I think, was the first time that I came across your work. But nah, amazing. And so 2 questions I ask every guest.
No problem, brother.
What advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneur, business owner, or maybe even comedian? What one piece of advice would you give them?
Not the only advice. There's many advice, but one advice I would give them would be to. I know people say it all the time, but it's actually a fact. Consistency is very key in whatever it is you are doing. Consistency is your friend. It's your friend. You stay consistent at something, put your all in it, you will become better at it. This is my own belief. It has worked with me, something I've done. Consistency. Remember that it's a journey. It's a journey. You don't think you are going to see results straight away. There's a process to this thing. In whatever it is you are doing, consistency. It's only after a while that you realize, wow, man started this thing in so and so. Look at where man is now. Which means that if you had to stop before, you will not be where you are. So consistency, please keep on going. Some days it's hard. So it's like going to the gym. You don't always feel motivated to go to the gym. You don't always feel like you want to get out of bed and go. But you go because you know the end result is going to be worth it. It's going to make you a better person for your mentor. So that's one of the things I will say, my brother.
Nice. Consistency. I like that. I like that. And what does success mean to you?
Success to me is it's a very massive question. What is success to me? Success. Okay, first of all, I know you've asked to me, my brother, but let me. Success in a general something is different to each people. Success to me, it could be different to success to you, because I believe we all have our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, whatever it is we are working towards. You understand? So success to me is being able to fulfill my goals, being able to fulfill my dreams. Maybe I've had a long-term dream or goal or something I've been working towards, and I finally managed to achieve it or succeed at it. That is success to me. It's not necessarily one thing. You understand? Because it could be many, many things. You understand? So, but again, it depends on person to person. But as for me, success to me is when I'm able to say, okay, you know what? These are the goals I had. I've been able to achieve them. I can say that is success to me.
Nice. And so on that, then what can we expect from A.Dot from 2021 and the next coming years?
No problem. From that, my brother, you can expect more greatness, more comical productions, more comical or more comedy-related materials. By the grace of God, you will see me acting in some more places, in some more roles. You will see me, you will see me at your events, what you can expect. You might just bump into me. Don't be confused. It is me. When you see me, I am the one. You understand? So you can expect to just see me continuing to build my brand or myself, and just sharing the love, sharing the God-given talent with everybody that comes into my presence. You understand? So, I mean, the thing is, to be honest with you, is to go as far as possible. Sometimes it's not good to put yourself inside a box. Don't make it so easy for people to figure you out. No. I want to go as far as possible, even further than my own imagination. As long as it is something I feel that is within me. So that's my answer, my brother.
Nice. Well, that was I love that. I've been looking forward to this episode, man. Like I said, I've been riding with the journey for a while. So to get you on here is honestly, I feel so honoured. I feel so honoured that you've taken the time to. But I, to be very honest with you, my spirit has just told me it's frustrated with your presence.
My brother, don't be frustrated. Don't be frustrated, my brother. I mean no harm, my brother.
I've been waiting. Do you know how long I've been waiting to say that to you? But on that note, please, where can the people find you?
God bless you, my brother. You promised me that you would ask, and you did.
I did. I'm a man that sticks to his words.
My brother, thank you for that. Much appreciated. So, I'm in a range of places. I mean, if you're on social medias, I'm also there. I get Twitter. I get Instagram. I get websites. So, and I get Facebooks. I'm there. So, if you go to website, it will have the link to all of my other pages. So the website is the one you really need to remember. I will give you all of them anyway. So website, A.dotcomedian.com. So that's A.Dot Comedian.com. A.Dot.com. The way you spell comedian, that is the way you spell it. So A.Dot.Comedian.com. That is the website. Instagram, I'm there, like I mentioned. Twitter, Facebook, I'm there. A.Dot.Comedian. So put that one in. You will find me there. Mm-hmm. You will find me.
Nice. Wow. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me, having this conversation. I really appreciate that.
It's not a problem, my brother. It's my pleasure. I'm glad to even be here. Like I said, I was looking forward to it, and I'm glad we've been able to exchange our informations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Just wow. Wow, bro. Thank you very much.
No problem,
once
my brother.
again.
No problem.
Obviously, we'll keep in contact.
Definitely.
And yeah, I'm sure I'll be seeing more of you.
Absolutely. By the glory of God, by the grace of God, you will see me.
Wow, guys. I don't think you understand how much this episode means to me, man. This is crazy right now. Uncle A.Dot Comedian in the building, sharing his story with us, how he got to where he is today, how we started from nursery, from toddler times. Man's been doing up comedy, making people laugh, and look at him now. This whole episode, my cheeks hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. But hey, we thank God, man. We thank God.
Always.
A.Dot, thank you once again, guys.
No problem.
Guys, this has been another episode in the bag. Like I said at the start, please, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I hope you've done that in this, I don't know how long we've been recording for, about 50 to an hour. In that time, I hope you've been doing that. And again, if you're listening on Apple Music, please give us a 5-star rating. Let us grow up the charts and organically get into the ears of other people. But hey, without much further ado, this has been the Blackprint. I've been your host, Bainey, joined by my lovely guest today, Uncle A.Dot Comedian. See you next week. Peace.